So basically, there was a vision which was started back then in 2014, here, like a classical startup. So we have been sitting together, only 2-3 of us, and starting to telling a story about how insurance could be changed. And it was really in a Starbucks with the chief designer of this company, Jonas. And this was the first drawing what he have put in his red book. By the way, this was a red book as well. So once we will send you a copy of this one. And this was, back then you see, the goal was to make with 8 data, a tarification for travel, household, motor, and I don't remember, MTPL as well. That was the original idea, to just give 9 data and we will make a calculation for the client. And this was the original idea back then. But what was more important than that, it was we want to make the second generation of insurance. And it was a very heavily centralized operation. And this very heavily centralized operation means not only the operation, claim handling, and policy management is centralized, but the product development as well. Because the basic assumption was, if we have in Europe the same Samsung TVs on the wall, the same LG TVs on the wall, and we are using the same BMW, why the heck insurance should be different? Yes, because of the legal requirements. So that is why we have to make a simplified legal structure. How we can influence this kind of changes. And once I said, you don't innovate if the legal environment don't change. Because in our industry, we are doing things which never ever has done before. And there are already in Hungary certain changes which is followed by our changes. And we are talking a lot about customers, but we want to build an ecosystem around the customer where we can capable to increase the number of the contacts, because we are a low frequency business. I usually say, if you have a household insurance, we meet with the client once a decade. This is the claim frequency. If it's a bank insurance, we meet with the client once a century, because that is the only way we are capable to meet the client. So we have to increase the frequency and going back to the roots, which is basically, I'm usually said, and this is how the whole journey started. Insurance is a good thing, just we have to do it right. And the very important thing, we have to do it cross-border, and we have to widen the community. And at the end of the day, I will show a very good example. Recently, we launched household insurance in Germany. How important is the data? You will see the gap between the 3 first players proposed the household offer. So, I'm not going to go in details, but I don't know how we ended up in a book written by Harvard and Stanford professors. I still digest it, but this is a book and we are in, so we are super proud. But we had an environment already from the start, the official start from 2018. And there was a COVID. And there was a very tough time because we planned to start with travel insurance in the middle of COVID. So when the number of travels was quite low. So we had a call with Wolfgang back then in 2020 March, and Wolfgang called me, Houston, we have a problem. And this problem was the following, that how the heck we going to start with travel insurance in the middle of the COVID. But we managed it, and I like to a little bit talk about not only CHERRISK, but what kind of transformation we are doing in the retail business through CHERRISK. Currently, I usually say there is a perfect storm in the car industry. 60% of an average insurance company income is coming from the motor business. And this income will going down in the few years' time, because as I feel, or as we see, car and owning a car is going to be a luxury very soon. Because of the fuel price, because of the spare part price, because of the technology change. You can read a little bit about it in that article which we recently published. It's called The Perfect Storm in the Car Industry. So if we started to step by step lose the 60% of the business, it's not going to be happen one day to another, not even in 2 years' time. We have to find other way. We have to find other operational models which are much more cheaper than the current one. And of course, unfortunately, we are in the middle of a war in Europe, and there is a heavy inflation, which is around 20%. So all of these factors are screaming for to have a new operational model, which is much more cheaper than the current one. And this model was made by the group called Unica, and not an external investor. And in Hungary, Unica invests 10 millions of euros to be capable to build this dream app internally and changing the model. So the innovation is coming from Hungary, the money, put it like that, coming from the group. And what is most important is the team who is behind of this. As Wolfgang mentioned, this is not a sexy industry. And on this picture, roughly, I have to say, 72.3% of the guys is not coming from this industry. They are coming from different industry. And they are cooking very well because it was an event when we have a cooking competition. So we have cooking outside. But what is the most important, we have to recruit these talents, not for cooking, but for cooking something in the insurance industry, which is capable to change it. And where we are now, we had a dream back then. It was 551. This is the big 3 letters, or 3 numbers, what we usually say. This is 5 years, 5 countries, and 1 million customer users. It was a lot of things since we are developing this project, and Wolfgang is very well aware of that, because it was not easy. It was not easy. But currently, we are in this ecosystem, we have 400,000 unique visitors. And what is more important, we are providing them contents. And these contents are not about how to make an insurance. These contents are about how to make your life easier, how to support some kind of community goals, and how to use a CHERRISK application, which is basically, I usually say you get cherries if you survive the day. So basically, what we are doing is we try to increase the interaction and providing meaningful content for the customer or for the users. The most important part for me is the charity part, because since we started, we have made that many. So 48 charity goals has been finished. This means 48 times in the last 4 years, we are give a donation to a cause. As you see, it was a lot of kind of donation. We are starting from giving violin to a poorer school on the village. We are helping the ambulance. We are helping some kind of, I don't know what is it, where we are keeping the dogs who found on the street. And of course, a lot of things has been happened. But what is more important, the support is coming from close to 50,000 users of the ecosystem. So they are throwing their cherries to supporting these 48 goals. And of course, this is some kind of business model what we are building. Yes, we are understand what they are interested in. Yes, and here is the data coming into the picture. Because now, if someone is helping dogs, maybe later on in the direct marketing letter, there will be a cat or dog. Because then it will be easier to communicate and we know their interest. And if we go further, I usually say we don't need an office in a country, we need market share. And this is what we're exactly doing. Currently, just for you to know, we are selling, we have new customers, around 1,500, 2,000 customers a week from Germany, without any physical presence. So we don't have a single employee in Germany. Our employee is hopefully soon for all products a web service, which is connecting to the biggest platform, which is called Check24. And as you have a look on these figures, we are quite prominently on the top. Basically what we have done from Hungary and checking Germany. Our BI team has been decoded the competitors' tariffs. So now, if you ask me, which sounds funny, in Budapest, I can give you a rate for an Allianz travel insurance in Germany or any other. And what we have done, basically, through this platform, we are capable to not only pricing out, but profitable making the business. It was the original idea? Far not. We were starting that agents, brokers, let's go to hell, we will do it better. But at the end of the day, we cannot reach the customers because the marketing power we had to have at that time was hundreds of millions of euros in Germany. But currently, based with this tool, we are finally reach our goal and we are capable to really scale up the Hungarian and the German business. Where we are now, if we have a look only to this year, we have more than 50,000 newly sold policy. Already, only we started to scaling up really in this May. 60% of the income is already coming from Germany. And we have been insured more than 100,000 people, I would say across Europe, which is true because they are traveling, that's why they're buying travel insurance, but in Hungary and in Germany. And if you have a look here, and this is where I'm very proud, my target is basically 1 minute. So hopefully on the first meeting when we're going to reach the 5 years, so it sounds more sexier in the States, better. No, 1 minute, 1 policy, but we still okay. So 1 new contract every 3rd minute in August. So basically we have reached this very important milestone. So what has been done? So basically we prove that from a central operation, it's possible to serve another country. We have found the simplified legal structure through Carsten because now we have 1 risk carrier for all the countries, for all the 2 or all the 4, and later for I don't know how many, but it will be a lot. So we find the simplified legal structure through Liechtenstein. As I show you, the ecosystem which is around with CHERRISK, with all of this stuff, is really supporting the community. And we are selling cross-border with a new distribution methodology. Yes, through brokers, but we are not there physically. As I mentioned, we don't need office, we need the market share. And that is happening due to the fact we are capable to outsmart the market with our data-driven model. And how is it looks like? So we built this monster in the last 4 years. Because now, we call it white labeled. So in Czech, Slovakia, and in Hungary, already on the Unica website, our technology is providing, since yesterday in Czech and Slovakia, in a test phase. So currently we are on the test phase in Czech and Slovakia. Now we're going to discuss with the local entities after the successful test that how we are step forward. But in Hungary, if you already go to the website of unica.hu, then you will find the similar product like in CHERRISK you find, with the similar engine behind, and where we are very proud at the bottom of this page, everywhere written Unica powered by CHERRISK technologies. So we basically turn the story around, and here is the retail transformation is coming into the picture. And yes, we have websites in German and in Hungarian language, which we are selling, and yes, we have comparison platform with the web services in German and in Hungary as well. So basically, this is how we were capable to reach this dream and transform, already we are on the way to transform the retail insurance business in Unica as well. And we thought a lot of time how it is possible to show that this is one system, this is multiple country, this is an online system, so you are capable to check everything basically online. There is no matter if someone is making an insurance in Germany or in Hungary, we see it if it's coming through a broker or coming from Slovakia, from Czech. And in the recent months, with a lot of efforts of the guys, we have been developed a certain kind of dashboard where it's possible to see what's really going on. And if you have a look, this is Europe. And this is online. So basically what you see here, someone, in Bratislava, making a contract. And if you have a look, then hopefully it's not flying away because the last 5 is always on the slide. So basically, in Bratislava, someone make a travel insurance in 11:23. I don't know what is the time now. 28. So 5 minutes ago, someone make an insurance in Bratislava. And someone make an insurance in, I cannot pronounce it, in Germany, yes, over there, Wolfgang. So they make an insurance over there. And this is our system. So this is how we are capable to show how Insurance 2.0 is working in live. Soon we will put on, guys, I just find it out in the morning. So soon we will put up the claims as well, so good luck. So then we're going to be able to show this to the world, and soon it will be on the website, of course anonymized due to GDPR reasons, but we will be able to show which kind of system we are building. So that's all for today. Thanks for your attention here.